Live.
Nerdrotic.com.
I didn't have it moved. Fuck.
Well, it makes sense to the current day.
It really does.
Day and time we live.
We can go back to that sound effect. Because I just finished watching Kenobi, and it's a fucking clown show. But first I want to talk about, before we get fired up right now, Grace Randolph, you ignorant slut. That's what you are. You're a lying, perpetual, ignorant slut for what you said about Gina Carano. Stop lying. Stop going out there and saying she perpetually made anti-Semitic, anti-trans remarks when she has not. You are lying. You know it. I don't give a shit what you think or what the companies think about what I'm saying right now. Shut the fuck up. I hope I get blocked on Twitter from your ignorance, you fucking idiot. Welcome to the Nerdrotic Nooner.
No, that's how you start a show. That's how you start a show. Angry.
Yes, Grace Randolph just tweeted out, Gina Carano made anti-Semitic and anti-trans statements repeatedly. Show the receipts. Show the receipts of when she made anti-trans, because I can show you tweets.
Show one.
I could beep bop boop. That's not anti-trans. It's called a joke. And she's come out repeatedly and said she supports any individual who chooses to live their life. She's just not going to be forced to say something she doesn't want to say and do things she doesn't want to do when it comes to putting pronouns in a fucking Twitter bio. A fucking Twitter bio. Fuck Twitter. Fuck telling anybody what to do. And you know
You're
what?
a reporter. Like, your job is to report things accurately. Well, you haven't been doing that since your entire career. But just at some point, try and do some research, just a little bit, and maybe tell the truth at some point. You could try that. It's kind of your job to do that. But you're just going to go out and repeat blatant lies, just complete, utter fabrications. She's never said it even once, let alone repeatedly in bold letters.
Yeah.
Well, if anything, Gina Carano just refuses to be bullied. And if you look at her feed and just look at the things she's saying, she's very much against, and I'm aligned with this as well, as I'm against anything that sows the seeds of division. And if there's a company that's proven to be very good at that, it's the one I'm sure we'll be talking about today, Gary. I mean, look at Gina's feed. She's very thoughtful. She's very kind. Like, I look at that. How can you look at her as a person and how she expresses herself on social media and come to that conclusion? She clearly, there were forces, so to speak, within Lucasfilm that wanted her gone. And just, I don't know, she's a woman who thinks for herself and doesn't go with what the narrative is. Is that dangerous? I guess some people think that. I think I admire her for standing up, and especially in these like just times where we're being divided and pitted against each other, and it's over stupidity and ignorance. And it's disgusting to watch. So.
It is. I'm sorry you had to be there during that rant, Chris.
No, I love it.
But here's the deal. I'm tired of it too. I've been watching it for years now, and we're revisiting just the same old shit from 2019 with Disney Star Wars because this is all they have left in their bag because they can't make anything good. They can't produce television. They can't produce film. They are very bad at it. Yep. I could rip this last Kenobi episode objectively. It's not, hey, if the thing was good, I'd tell you it was good. It's not. The music sucks. The editing sucks. The directing sucks. The acting sucks. Ewan McGregor sucks in it. He's terrible in it. We got to see guess what? Spoiler. Darth Vader fights Obi-Wan Kenobi. Yeah, in the third fucking episode. That's so dumb.
Oh, and we knew whenever we saw Kenobi was being made into a show, the first thing everybody thought, they better not have Obi-Wan Kenobi fighting Darth Vader because that's completely canon breaking. It makes no sense. Where did he fight? Where did they fight? What planet? Was it Tatooine?
No.
Because if it was Tatooine, I was going to
It was like a farming planet with an L. I can't remember, and I don't care.
Yeah.
Last time
it was Planet Joshua Tree. That's what it was. Or
yeah.
That's what
Darth Vader says last time we met, you were the master, I was a student, right? And now I'm the master.
Yeah.
So then is he a student right here? Is he a student fully armored and Sith Lord? Is he not a full Sith Lord yet?
Well, for one, he's not Anakin Skywalker anymore, but they keep calling him Anakin Skywalker. He's Darth Vader. Anakin's gone. Sorry. Oh, I'm an OT guy.
Yeah.
And,
why would you dead name Darth Vader?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Kenobi's a fucking idiot in the show. He's like
the moron.
No. Little 10-year-old Princess Leia gets him out of 2 jams after he accidentally calls her Leia in front of stormtroopers in a fucking truck. And a truck that they're in for like ever. It's
I cringed. That was so bad.
The worst part that makes Obi-Wan look like a complete idiot is, I said on Friday Night Tights, was episode 1 when he said, or episode 2, when there are literally inquisitors hunting Jedi on Tatooine in an adjacent town. One of them, in fact, literally said to Owen Lars, I may go to your family and kill them, directly threatening Luke's life. Obi-Wan then goes, oh, well, I can't leave. I guess I'll leave. He left Luke Skywalker completely unprotected with with inquisitors on planet. That is the dumbest thing. He's a complete failure. It's not Star Wars. That's why it's like, I can get so mad because they're insulting what I love, which is Star Wars. This is not Star Wars. This is a husk, a dead skin on top of
another dead skin.
A Wendigo. This is a Wendigo, man. It's Obi-Wan. They put fake Obi-Wan in this. They got Ewan McGregor. He's in it. Yeah, Joel Edgerton's in
Alec
it.
Guinness. Sir Alec Guinness is Obi-Wan.
It's not him. It's not any of the things we love. It's just pretend fan fiction made by people that are not fans of Star Wars, made for people that are not fans of Star Wars.
And we have a tale of two franchises this week. By the way, we're talking about the third most popular thing from the past weekend, Kenobi, which finished far behind Stranger Things 4 and Top Gun. Top Gun beat Star Wars. Top Gun beat Star Wars. And it's a tale of, we're going to call our fans racist on one side, and Tom Cruise just going, hey, everybody, thanks for seeing my movie. Appreciate ya. And
that's all you have to do.
That's all you have to do. It's really simple. And the powers that be that wanted Gina gone, we know who they are. I can speculate. Pablo Hidalgo. We know who they are. We know who you are. It's pretty obvious. And it's a foul organization. It's a foul organization that has nothing but contempt for their audience, and they get what they deserve. And this was their last chance. This is Darth Vader. This is Obi-Wan Kenobi, and you fucked it up like we knew you would. No Darth Vader theme when Darth Vader's walking around. There's no, and the music sounds like basic bitch television soundtrack.
Yeah,
and this
generic
is
sci-fi
Star Wars. And this was that was my criticism of The Mandalorian. You want something to feel Star Wars, you go out and you find somebody who can mimic John Williams. There's people out there who can do it. Maybe they just didn't want to work for Disney. There's a lot of people who don't want to work for Disney, by the way. You want to know why? Because they don't pay shit. They don't pay shit. I know how much some of these actors pull down. I know how much some of the crew members pull down. And your average Minecraft Twitch streamer makes a lot more. A lot more. And deservedly so, by the way.
Yeah.
Good for you.
They make good content.
Yeah. Maybe Grace Randolph makes more. I wouldn't have any. So I'm an idiot.
I tell lies constantly.
Yeah, perpetually tell lies. I just told her to stick to the bad takes and obsessing about John Cena's junk. Go fuck yourself.
Yes, that's her wheelhouse. She needs to stay right there.
Stay right there, Grace. Don't wander into things. Well, she knows she's lying. That's her. She is. I can't think of the gossip reporter from the 70s. I forgot her name. Doesn't matter.
She's that prototype. She's just. I talk about gossip and tell lies.
And Landers. No, forget it.
Yeah, no.
That's only you and I know that.
Yes, because we're old, and so is Grace.
Old,
or maybe she just looks that way. Not sure. Hi everybody. Welcome to the show.
A few things we got to talk about today.
Let me pop out the chat here. Yeah, one just popped up, and it's Lord of the Rings. And we've got Galadriel manspreading on the cover of Empire. Could you pull that up right now?
Oh, forget it.
It's like all this stuff happens. Like I woke up in such a peaceful mood. I was like, I got for the first time in forever 10 hours of sleep. I was supposed to record the video last night, and I just conked right out after Tuesday night main event. By the way, hail Geeks and Gamers. Thanks for having me on.
Fantastic show.
Real BBC Tuesday night main event. Watch them both. They're pretty good shows. What?
She's manspreading.
She's hiding her big sphincter behind her chainmail right there.
There's Perry actually sent us a couple other photos. I want to see.
Perry's on the ball.
Let me show you those real quick. You have not seen these yet.
No, these are exclusive. These are exclusive.
Surprise attack here. This is the first one. So it's the new Empire. Ooh.
Oh my God, that's real.
That's real.
No. I thought that was a meme. That's
no. I'll bring it back up.
That's real.
This is real. There's Nick Rekieta right there.
It's Nick Rekieta.
Love you, Nick. Nick Rekieta and Oprah.
They Photoshop. That's a Photoshop. Chris, that's a Photoshop. That is a Photoshop of their heads.
What the hell is that?
It's a heavily modified photo, more than likely. Like they really manipulated it.
Oh my God. This is going to be the lowest hanging fruit I think I've ever had on this channel.
Hold one more. I have another one for you.
Oh, great.
Let me bring this up. There we go. The Hobbits. I'm sorry, the Harfoots. I don't want to say what I'm not gonna say it. I'm just not gonna say it. We're already not monetized, so I'm just gonna bite my tongue here.
Yeah.
Woo! DOA, folks.
Man.
DOA. And by the way, shout out to Bounding for putting up an article about my video. I have details on episode 2 coming in the next Lord of the Rings video, which will be out probably in the next 48 hours, I would say. I've told you some of them. They were on the live stream a couple live streams ago. But I've been holding on to one that is just gonna, if you're a Lord of the Rings, I mean, if you're somebody who read the books, oh no, if you saw the movies, it's gonna knock your socks off, man. You're gonna be like, what? But that's called a tease. Wow. This is really good.
It's gonna be the smash hit.
The parallel is, Chris, if you and Quarter Black, if you are a confident company, if you're a company that made a beautiful piece of art that you are completely confident in, kind of like Paramount did with Top Gun, you're like, I'm gonna wait to release this on the right day. And I you know what? Yeah, it's a sequel to a 36-year-old movie. No fucks to give because we made a good movie. wait till you see it. Just wait till you see it. This is something they knew with the original Lord of the Rings trilogy. You don't need to, I don't know, preemptively attack your audience and call them racists and bigots beforehand. And the reason both Amazon and Disney Star Wars did this is because they knew they had garbage on their hands. So they needed to get out in front of it some way to make it somewhat critic-proof. And what better way than use people's skin color as a shield? Probably the single most racist thing you can do.
Is it I think it's in a sense just a way to cover for the failure, so that they can say, well, it wasn't us and it wasn't what we delivered, it was the fans. I just don't see that as a long-term strategy.
It's a really bad one that's not working at all. And it goes way back. I mean, like, that's what they did with Star Trek Discovery. They tried to accuse Star Trek fans of being racist against a black female captain, which, quite frankly, is one of the most Star Trek things you could do. No Star Trek fan would give a shit about it if the black female captain was good, you know?
That's the thing that I don't get, is why do you automatically go, hey, I got some anon DMs in my DMs that are racist. Obviously, they're fans of Star Wars. Why would you just assume that and not assume that they're dumb people that are trolls? Yeah, trolling assholes on the internet, which you're on the internet. If you've ever had any kind of following on the internet, you know you get stuff like this just because people are assholes. That you're not going to get. You're not going to get rid of that.
We were talking before the stream, like, look, I have been bullied my entire life in some form. When I was a kid, I was a little bit of a runt. I wasn't until I was like 16 that I actually got, I'm starting to get tall. Okay. Turning into a man. Great.
You got tall?
I got tall eventually.
I never got tall.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm taller than comics division. I think that's, but that's not saying much. Anyways, shout out to comics division. Anyways, so, and also I grew up outside of Detroit and am Polish, and Polacks were Polish immigrants were relentlessly, made fun of and teased and among other things, terrible things. But and then even in the early days of Film Threat, I was mock doing that. When I started doing television in the late 90s, early 2000s, I got horrible stuff sent to me. It's always a small percentage of jerks, assholes, people that want attention. And the thing that I learned was, one, when social media started, if someone said something horrible, I would just retweet them and then let my audience kind of do their work. And then I thought, well, that's not, I don't know if it could just be some 11-year-old kid being a jerk. I don't want to do that. And I think when you give people this kind of energy, it's a bad thing. You can't, if you give them this attention, I think the best way to handle it is, one, with humor and having a sense of humor, and just also an appreciation and being grateful for where you are. I mean, how many of us would if the price to pay for being in a Star Wars TV show is getting heat from some fans, maybe it's that's kind of a cool thing. And I don't know, just all of the way this is being handled is completely wrong. And giving it that kind of attention, we should be talking about the merits of this show, the good and bad. And Gary, last night when you were on Tuesday night's main event, I watched most of that, and you had a whole thing of arguing between fans. That's part of the fun. It's the whole back to who's stronger, Hulk versus Thor. I mean, there are these legendary arguments among nerds, and that's fine. That's part of what makes it fun. Everything that Lucasfilm is doing now is taking all the fun of a series we should be celebrating and or arguing about, but not attacking fans. That is just, and I cannot believe this cycle is constantly repeated. And you look at who chooses, because you have to choose to do this. Clearly someone running the social media for Lucasfilm, and I wonder if even Kathleen Kennedy is even aware, because it's because, you know what I mean? It's got to be someone in their 20s who isn't particularly a deep thinker, who has issues, and this victim culture mentality is the thing that is toxic. It's not the fans, it's the victim culture. It's the victim culture, and it doesn't allow us to have more meaningful conversations. And I was thinking about this because I watched the episode last night, and I'm like, maybe the problem with the character is too much screen time, because we're doing 6 episodes. You don't get an opportunity to see, like, when you've got like a longer, like 24 episodes for a series, kind of see what characters resonate with audience. You give them more screen time and take others away. I was thinking to myself, what if Lobot in The Empire Strikes Back got like a ton of screen time, and we knew everything about Lobot, and Lobot had a character arc? I don't give a fuck about Lobot's just cool in the background. He's a cool background character. And I think Reva could be a cool, smaller character in the series, but you give so much screen time to characters. I want to see the conflict between Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin. I want to see that play out. Right. So I think maybe part of it is giving, when you look at, like, Reva's already had more screen time than Boba Fett ever had in the original
and you
series.
can see what they're setting up. You can absolutely see what they're setting up. She gave it away when the other Inquisitor, by the way, main Inquisitor, dead. He's dead. Yeah. So the other one goes, I hope you get what you deserve. And she goes, I hope I do too. This is all a ruse.
She has a heart of gold.
It's all a ruse. She's trying to get close to Vader. She probably knows that Luke and Leia are his kids. It's all a ruse. Everything. Yeah.
It's incredibly simple-minded.
He killed somebody,
very
though.
Obvious. And when Obi-Wan made that mistake of accidentally calling her Leia, who the fuck Obi-Wan would never have done something like that. He was schooling Anakin, for 2 movies about what an idiot he was. Now he's a complete, is he that PTSD that he's making rookie mistakes, being schooled by a 10-year-old that honestly, she does not look 10 years old. I raised a daughter. That is not what a 10-year-old looks like.
I have an 11-year-old, and I was like, she looks 8.
Yeah.
Maybe.
8, barely 8. So I don't know. Maybe the plan
she still runs like a toddler. Yeah.
Yeah. There's just so many little things that are just like, part of the great thing about Star Wars is just how detail oriented, how rich the world is, how believable the world is. That's what makes it so great, is that you believe it can be real, it can exist. And this show just seems like I don't know, is it the budget? Is it the micromanagement? Is it what is everything that just this? It's like drinking a flat soda. The show just is like, lacks life.
But the soda's called Star Wars. Don't you love Star Wars, right? It doesn't matter what's in the can. If there's just literal dog shit in the can, you drink it, though, because it says Star Wars on the front. That's what they're doing to us. And then when you go, oh, is this dog shit? Racist? You're a racist fan. What? And that's their only play. It happens every single time they put out something that we know is garbage. Everybody goes, this show is garbage. This comic book is garbage. Must be the fans that are racist or countless other isms. It is not that. You are putting out crap. That is just, it's simply crap.
And they know it.
It doesn't matter how much lipstick you put on the pig, it's still a pig.
They knew it going in. That's why they led with, instead of like, here comes Kenobi, aren't you excited? I mean, that's all you really need to do. Yeah. People were excited for the show. People tuned in, but Star Wars needed to gaslight. They set it up. It was a 3-stage marketing idea, using division and racism to market your show, to make it a movement. This is Disney's MO, going all the way back to the very successful marketing of Black Panther, that they made a movement, released it in February. Forget about Blade, and things like that. They made it sound like it was the first black superhero ever, and it worked. It absolutely worked. And then they tried it with Captain Marvel, and then they've tried it in every single way since then. They have to make some kind of movement. It's got to be more than just a movie. You got to be defending, this or that. And what you're really defending is a giant $1 trillion corporation willing to use whatever it can to make money, which it desperately needs right now because it's starting to lose a lot. And it's losing a lot because of itself. George R. R. Martin came out a statement yesterday saying, well, I just don't understand why people hate the things they used to love. Well, I got an easy answer for that. The things we used to love don't exist. They got bought by corporations. The corporations don't love the things that we used to love, and they don't love us.
Yeah. Hey, George, I got an explanation. You got 11 years for me to explain this. I'll explain it to you, but it'll take a little bit. Just sit here and wait. Just keep waiting for me to explain it to you. And then maybe in 11 years, I'll start shitting on you for wondering where that explanation went.
By the way, breaking news. I just asked my wife, I'm like, hey, honey, since she has access to the Instagram, if I get any threatening messages, could you just screenshot it and pass it on my way? And she goes, like this one? Can you see it?
Oh, now your camera.
No, I can't.
I will.
Here, I'm gonna
blow it up.
Solo.
What's it say?
It says kill yourselves.
Oh,
there you go. Hey, look at that.
Kill yourselves. I just got that.
oh my! See, it's just
I get them every fucking day.
Who cares?
Who gives a shit? I'm like, this is the first time I've ever brought attention to, like, every fucking day. You know what they say about my kids? You know what they say about my wife? I'm not gonna bring attention to it. Bring it on, you little fucking pussies.
Gary,
I don't
that's
care.
obviously your fans.
Yes.
That's everybody in the chat, right?
Yeah.
That's what Disney does. They go, I get one bad message. That must mean they are the fan of the thing that I put out that's crap. It's obviously a Star Wars fan that sent these evil racist messages. It couldn't possibly be the fact that you're on the internet, notoriously known for having trolls everywhere that just say mean things just to get a rise out of you and just to get you to post them and create a whole media storm. You know, those people, those 3 people that you posted that their messages are just getting off on all of this. They go, oh man, Star Wars noticed me. The actor noticed me. Now all of these articles noticed me. Look at me. You just gave that to them. What instead you should have done and said, yeah, whatever. I get some stupid messages. Hey, thanks for having me in the Star Wars fandom. I'm happy to be here, even though I'm a horrible actress, but you're still nice to me. Thank you, everybody. This is amazing. So many fans, because the vast majority of these people, even I am like, I'm not ever going to go to her and go, you're horrible. I hope you kill yourself. The N-word. Like, no, not even close. But I hate her in the show. She's a horrible character. She's not a very good actress. That's just the breaks. I'm never going to say stuff like that. And the vast majority of people will never say anything like that because the vast majority of Star Wars fans, and I'm not even going to go to this link. None of the people that posted those things are actually Star Wars fans because Star Wars fans don't think like that.
No.
And then to equate
no racist
people that
Star
say
Wars
things
fans
like that to Star Wars fans is ridiculous. You're degrading your own. We've already said all these things, but it's like Disney just keeps doing it. You're degrading your own fan base and saying you are just like this. You are this. No, and you're not.
Ewan McGregor shot his little video.
Yeah,
we'll look at it later.
I got that video
He's
too.
an idiot, okay? Most actors are fucking idiots. I'll say it, Chris. They're just empty-headed morons who read other people's lines very well, but when it comes to, going a little off script and thinking for themselves, they don't do it very well. And I'm not going to morally judge a man who's morally judging all of the audience, who's obviously made some big mistakes in his life. But, how about just, hey, we had the #1 show on Disney Plus, which means jack squat, by the way, because it was the #3 show over the weekend.
Of all time, he said. Of all time.
Oh, of the 2-year-old streaming service. Right. And wasn't Moon Knight the most watched? Or which one was
whatever last thing is.
Yeah,
whatever
the latest
thing
thing is. Gonna be the most watched.
I thought Loki was the most watched. Or no, Mandalorian Season 2. So this is more watched than Mandalorian Season 2. I believe it. I absolutely believe it. I think people checked in, and I think by now they know what they've got. And they're like rolling their eyes. Or some people who might be new and might not be aware of this are going, there's something wrong. I just don't know what it is. There's still a lot of that, too.
Put my finger on it.
I put my finger on the...
There it is.
Yeah.
Like, immediately, they just took the mask right off. Like, the first 2 episodes come out. How many days after the premiere? Is like 3 days,
We're
and then all of a sudden
series.
you start
We're halfway through the
racist
series.
thing.
Yeah.
Man.
Well, Gary, I've been around fandom a long time. maybe longer than you, but just because of age. But
Yeah.
I'll say this: I've never known a more open, accepting group of people than the nerd community who grew up watching, for the most part, Star Trek, whether it's the original series or the Next Generation, who grew up reading comic books, who grew up and I've been going to San Diego Comic-Con since '89, when it was a much, much smaller and different event.
Yeah.
And I don't know that group of people. I'm avoiding using the word community because I know you hate it.
I hate it.
I know, but this group is one of the most accepting, it filled with enthusiasm and passion. Like, you're going to see arguments about nerd stuff, but I have never seen anything about what Lucasfilm is accusing people of. Yeah. I've never witnessed it firsthand. Now, have I seen, when I grew up in Detroit, people with like swastika tattoos, and they'd shave like scary people out to beat the shit out of others and commit real violence, not word violence, like actual violence. Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah.
So the bar for racism has been lowered from, doing things that are actually racist, affect people's lives, and are violent, to I didn't like a character on a TV show. Is that the barometer now?
Yeah.
Like it's
insulting. It's insulting to people that actually went through racist, oppressive times. If you went, talk to your grandfather or your grandmother that walked the streets and were yelled at and weren't allowed to shop in certain places or eat in certain places or drink out of the same fountains or get drugged behind a truck. Okay, so like these are the things we're putting up together and saying these are racist. Somebody that was lynched and somebody that got a mean DM. This is insulting to people that actually went through these times. And I'm sick and tired of hearing people like that talk about, oh, woe is me. I'm an actor that gets paid tens of thousands of dollars in a massive high budget show for Disney, the corporation that is monopoly on entertainment.
She probably made,
woe was me,
like 30 an episode, 30K an episode.
Woe was me.
Yeah.
Cry me a fucking river. I'm done. Stop. You're not having a bad time. You're not having a bad time.
I get to pretend for a living. It's so hard. It's so hard to pretend. What a waste of your first real opportunity too. What a fucking waste. So either she knows that she doesn't have what it takes, so she can, hey, like, it's the land of opportunism. That's Hollywood. So if she's smart enough to do that and she can make some money on a good grift train doing that, maybe, because it ain't going to be on acting. Sorry.
And it's interesting because some of the comments that she made before all of this shitstorm happened with her Instagram
thing,
she even sounded like she didn't really want to talk about it. She was like, yeah, well, they kind of told me about this racist stuff might happen, but really, what are you going to do about it? Because almost kind of the sentiment of people are like, there are dumb people, there are assholes out there. So what are you going to do? So why even talk about it? And then she went and did it and talked about it. And now it's this big deal. It's like, just what you do is you don't talk about these assholes. You ignore them like the pieces of shit that they are. You ignore them. You don't talk about them. You don't blow them up and give them the satisfaction. It's just, but I feel like 100% this was Disney going, you should post that. You should tell them off. You should tell them how little they are by posting them on your Instagram story page.
I wouldn't be surprised if they coaxed her into doing it, but I'm not, like, she could have said no, I think she's an adult. Advice. She's 29, almost 30.
Yeah.
That's not a child. What's funny is, she's the same age as Eric July. But
she's 1 year younger than me.
She seems like she's about 15 years younger than Eric July after watching that video.
Get over yourself. Yeah. You grew up in the 2000s. Get over yourself. You're not oppressed.
No, God. You're starring in a Disney show, and you decided to waste your opportunity by getting into something you just didn't know anything about. And Disney manipulated you, or she hadn't seen any Star Wars, so I'm not guessing she did any research on the fandom if she didn't do any research on the actual show. So she saw one of the newer films, she said. I don't know if it was before this or not, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because, like, she's not the only problem with this show.
Right.
Chris and I were just talking about Deborah Chow, the much acclaimed Deborah Chow, who is, it's sloppy. It's really, and what did you say, Chris? Lazy directing.
Lazy, and it seems like Deborah Chow as a director is much better with a producer like Jon Favreau working with her. You know, she's much, and in this, it's like, it seemed, the budget seemed a little bit anemic, like all that desert play, or like we couldn't even figure out what planet they're on. It's casually mentioned. It's not Tatooine because, I don't know, there's vegetation. But in any case, it just seemed like they were running past, you know, like when you see a character that like run past the same set 5 times and it was very dark.
Like a Flintstones
cartoon. Thing. And it's like, oh, I've seen that boulder go by like 5 times. Like it felt like that. It felt very cheap. It felt small. It didn't feel epic. It lacked emotional weight. I'm just breaking down. This is just the scene between Obi-Wan and Anakin. It felt like they should have built up to that in a much bigger way, but because we're distracted with a bunch of subplots we don't care about, including a young precocious girl that seems out of place. It's a Disney Channel show. It's not a Disney Plus show, and it's not a Star Wars show. This is a Disney Channel show for children. I think it's fine. On that level, I think it's fine. I think if you were 7 years old and you saw this, you'd probably love it. 7-year-olds also eat paste because they're idiots. Trust me. You know, look,
they're not the smartest people. Okay,
they're not the
they still
brightest
have time to grow.
Your job as a parent is to make sure your young child doesn't die from doing stupid shit.
Yes.
Okay. That's just been there, and I've done that.
Yes.
And 2 competent adults that don't need me around and could take care of themselves. That's my one job as a parent. Anyways, so back to this. It felt like that scene just felt weak to me. It felt like it lacked like dramatic weight, emotional weight. How does Obi-Wan feel? He failed. He has to feel some guilt. He failed, left him to die. And then, whatever. There's a lot of people can read stuff in. It's like, okay, does he know he's Anakin? Does he not know he's Anakin? Let's just assume whatever they're telling us in the story is accurate. He doesn't know that Anakin is Darth Vader. Okay, great. They've kept that secret. Fine. Upon learning that, I just expected more. I expected even some sort of exchange. I mean, Anakin just immediately tries to kill him and then burn him alive, like, just to, hey, I'm going to punch you in the nose like you punched me in the nose, which seemed very playground. It just sort of just didn't feel, like I say, I feel like I've seen fan films. Isn't there a Vader fan film? I feel like I've watched like other stuff related to Vader as fan films that just seemed much bigger and more thoughtful about what this would be like, and it felt like all of that was lacking. Am I wrong on this? Am I off base?
No, there is no passion involved in the making of this show. It is purely, here is product. This is something we desperately need for our streaming service. And we're going to use characters from the prequels that we previously threw dirt on in the very first lines in The Force Awakens. Oh, we love the prequels now. Are you kidding? We didn't really mean it when we said this will begin to make things right. That's the fucking first line in The Force Awakens. And I'm not even a prequels defender. And I'm like, ooh, that was low. That was low. That's going at George, man. That's going at George. So now, we're 10 years into it. Disney bought Star Wars in 2012. So we are approaching the 10-year anniversary, and they've made a couple things that can be considered adequate. And I'm being kind. I'm being very kind. A couple of things that could be considered adequate. All the other stuff has been shit that I've seen. Yeah. I don't really care about Clone Wars. I've never, they were all right. I watched them. Story, okay. Animation, not so great. Didn't like it. But as far as the live action stuff, apparently Rebels doesn't count now. I'm real confused about this.
Right. So he got stabbed in the gut by a lightsaber. Of course he's alive.
Well, that's the thing, and it's always been the thing, you can consider a book, a comic, a cartoon canon until they break it in official live action, be it now a streaming service, but it used to be just a film.
They're breaking their own shit now.
Yeah.
Like Disney Star Wars is breaking their own canon.
And why? Because they wanted Reva to be the main Inquisitor, the head over the Inquisitor. They wanted to show a patriarch getting killed in the first episode because the Force is female. This is the same old Lucasfilm. That's the messaging. That's your through line. Nothing has changed. This series exists to prop up Rey and to make Kenobi look like Jake Skywalker, and they've succeeded. He looks he's out of practice. The fight is like really anticlimactic. It's fucking terrible. It's the first thing, Obi-Wan ignites his lightsaber and then runs. And then not even runs away like a bad actor. Like it's not even like
like a bad actor.
Like it's like a comedy. I was laughing. I was laughing a lot.
And you should
episode.
not be laughing during a Obi-Wan and Vader fight.
No. And
it's just embarrassing.
I laugh at stuff that's just horrible. You know, like I just laughed at those Empire things. I know what the real reaction to things, but I just gotta laugh because it's fucking bad, guys. Yeah. Like we can get mad, but remember to always laugh last at them, mock this shit out of existence, because that's the one thing they can't fight against is mockery. Do
you want to see the Ewan McGregor clip? Because I have that.
Yeah.
Let's watch this.
And we kind of got to show him fucking run. I wonder if we could show that clip where he runs away from Vader, because I am not describing it well enough how bad it is. It is pretty fucking bad. Okay,
actually, hold up. I need this.
Need sound. Yeah.
Make sure the sound works. There we go.
This weekend, Star Wars fans made Obi-Wan Kenobi the most watched Disney Plus original series premiere of all time. And for that, a big thank you. And it just goes to show what this family can do when we all pull together.
Pause it for a second.
And stop. Thank you, everybody. See you next time.
Yeah, that's where it should end. And by the way, Disney, show us the numbers. Show us the actual numbers. Maybe they have, and I haven't seen it. I'd love to see the actual raw data from this. Is it minutes watched? Is it clicks? Did people watch the entire episode? These are things we need to know. We're just Disney said it's the most watched thing. Oh, okay. Disney
get the Odin memes out. Where are the numbers?
Yeah, right. You mean the same Disney that has people at Lucasfilm backing hit pieces on YouTubers? That Disney? You know, the Disney that is backing Moses Ingram but fired Gina Carano?
The very same.
Very same Disney? You mean the Disney that thanked the concentration camp, that shrank Jonathan Boyega on the poster, that put a mask on the Black Panther for China? That Disney? Okay, I'll take their word for it.
It seems that some of the fan base from this influential fan base have decided to attack Moses Ingram online and send her the most horrendous racist DMs. And I heard some of them this morning, and it just broke my heart.
Why would you assume they're Star Wars fans? You just go out and assume.
Yep. And where were you motherfuckers for Gina Carano? This is where, again, I call out Jon Favreau, anybody who acted with her. I know Carl Weathers was probably the only one who genuinely defended her. At the time. Even Bill Burr. Bill Burr didn't defend her at the time.
Yeah, it took almost a year.
Took almost a year to say something when it was safe. Now, a lot of people have quietly defended Gina. Get out there and defend her. Show a sack. Come on. You know, that's how this stuff can end, by the way. If people unite, if you want to defend somebody and it's consistent, I'm fine with that. It's the inconsistency. Oh, but you know why Ewan ran out there? Because it's fucking safe and it's part of their marketing campaign. This is planned. It's obvious. Continue, please.
Actor. She's a brilliant woman, and she's absolutely amazing in this series. She brings so much to the series. She brings so much to the franchise. And it just sickened me to my stomach to hear that this had been happening. I just want to say...
So much so you couldn't get out of your car to record this?
Yeah, so sickened.
Car video! Car video! Look at that.
Pablo.
Jeremy,
is this the video you were talking about?
Yeah, this might have been the one Pablo was talking about. Yeah,
the car interior video you were talking about.
Yeah,
as the leading actor in the series, as the executive producer on the series, that we stand with Moses. We love Moses, and if you're sending her bullying messages, you're no Star Wars.
I'm against people bullying Moses too. He parted the Red Sea. What are you going to bully Moses for? He talked to a burning bush. He got the Ten Commandments.
He saved the Israelites.
He saved his people.
So the person who's an asshole is the one that gets a personal message from Ewan McGregor, and all the fans that are just supportive or also just don't like, just maybe they don't love the show, but whatever. Like, and to me, this is the only show I had any interest in because it shows some sort of potential.
Yes.
Right. It's reuniting Obi-Wan and Anakin, you know, in whatever sort of the conflict, you know what the conflict could have even been, like, of a non-lightsaber nature. Okay. I feel like they sort of tipped their hand. And also, you're never going to be able to do a lightsaber battle that's better than the one at the end of episode 3. You will never be able to, you cannot top that. You cannot top that, much less, hey, episode 1 with Darth Maul, right? Can you top that? No, you
music's on point, choreography's on point,
that is still the best lightsaber battle is in Phantom Menace, period. That's best music, best choreography.
I don't know. I like Revenge of the Sith.
Ray Park, like, if you want to just go down the battle, Ray Park was fucking dope, dude. By the way, great with guy's awesome, dude. He's an awesome dude.
With fans.
Super nice, great with fans. Love Ray
I met him
Park.
once and we were wearing the same shoes.
Yeah,
the exact same shoes. I was like, damn, dude.
My kid left something when we signed something at his table, and like we were far away. He ran up the fucking escalator to give it back to us.
Yeah,
Ray Park, love you, buddy. By the way, I just have to make this joke. Just like Moses, Disney Star Wars is wandering the desert for 40 years.
That's where we are right now.
Yeah,
worshiping cows.
It's a terrible joke, but I had to make it. Yeah, it's
this is pretty much it.
I'm against bullying Moses.
Well, I'm also against bullying Moses. Like, Moses Ingram, don't bully her. I don't think that's not nice. Even if they're a horrible actress and the character's really bad, don't go bully him. That's a shitty thing to do.
I mean, like,
you can criticize their character, but going to their personal messages and telling them shit like that.
I will do it on my channel, right? And she would have to find it. She would have to click on my face. But I'm not going to at her on Instagram or Twitter, wherever the hell she is, because I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to say my piece here. And she would have to find it, or people would have to show it to her. But it's not going to stop me from saying what I believe and what I know, and it's subpar acting. She's not the only one. She's not the only.
Not in this show.
Not in Ewan McGregor's
She's one of many.
Bad in this show too.
It's like, of course, you guys love her. You worked with her. I'm sure she's nice on set or whatever.
Yep.
That has nothing to do with her acting ability. She is not good. She's all, like you just said, everybody else in the show is also not good, aside from maybe Joel Edgerton. Joel Edgerton was the only one that I felt like, okay, he's doing a good job.
Great actor, great director. He's an actual talent. And
they tried to put Joel Edgerton and Ingram together and make Ingram the one that was like on top, giving him, no, she has no presence. No, please, you can't.
There's no place for racism in this world.
Agreed.
And
agreed.
I totally stand with Moses.
Why is Disney?
Hot take.
Hot take. Why are you working for a company that perpetuates it then, Ewan? Like, you are taking money from a company that perpetuates it, that actually has committed racism. Shrinking Finn on a poster for China is racist. You're the baddies.
Hey, you were the executive producer. Why didn't you just cast her as Obi-Wan in the show? You could have done that and just solved racism right there.
Yeah.
We would have been done with all this.
We're not biologists. We can't tell the difference.
Who knows? I'm colorblind. But yeah, that was basic bitch lawyer speak from PR going, we love X actor. We support X actor. We think you are racist and we don't support you because you, the fan of the thing I made, are racist.
Hey, have we gotten a...
I'm so bored with this. Disney, so bored.
Looks like, yeah. Oh my God. Do we have an article, a digital article with this Empire magazine for Rings of Power? Somebody could find that.
One.
Find one. Do we have any word on Amber Turd yet?
In 3 hours, apparently. In 3 hours.
Oh, 3 hours. It's over in 3 hours.
They're announcing in 3 hours?
Apparently, that's what I saw in the chat. So
they're announcing it. Why can't they just announce it now? Does everybody need to get prepared?
I don't know. That's how Kyle Rittenhouse was. It was like, we're going to announce it here, and then they didn't, and then they postponed it, and then they waited a day. Silver linings, though. Toby Emmerich is out of Warner Brothers Motion Picture Group as chairman. He's out.
That is,
so you can celebrate that.
That is good news, because that guy should have never been there. That guy should have never been. That guy is a thieving motherfucker. He steals scripts.
He out.
Oh, and he can't sue me for saying that, because he actually did it. So
he did.
He doesn't care. He'll get a fucking another CEO job somewhere else. That's the way that nepotism.
Yeah, he fails up.
Yeah,
that's how Hollywood works. Empire magazine.
Yep. So Zaslav strikes again. So is that almost everybody involved in the whole Snyder fiasco gone?
Interesting.
Yeah. So he's got a big deal at Netflix, and they're all unemployed. Oh well. Yeah, I care. Right now, it's like, don't let the door hit you on the way ass. On the ass on the way.
Yeah,
out.
on that way ass.
On that way ass.
Here, I'm gonna DM you the article so you can read along, and I'll follow along with you.
Okay. We're gonna look at this article. Wait, I went to the wrong DM. Because somebody DM'd.
Yeah, don't check the racist comment DMs. Those are different DMs.
I'm getting more. Don't worry.
As we speak,
I'm getting more. And it's Gundam said it yesterday. Like, who doesn't get a comment on Instagram? Instagram's like known for that. Okay, even though
I don't even check my DMs on Instagram. It'll be one of those things where, like, oh, it's been a couple months. Someone asks me, "Did you get my DM on Instagram?" I'm like, why are you asking me? I'm talking to you right now.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like that there's so many ways to contact me. I think that just sort of like, and I'm fine with like being contacted, right? Like, fine. Like, there are many ways to contact me, whatever, but you can't blame a person for like, there are 9 different ways to, it's just daunting after a while. And I'm not even anyone of note.
It's like, did you contact me on my Instagram, my Twitter, my Discord, my actual text message that you do have my number for?
Yeah, exactly. You've got my number. Like, just like,
don't know how to find you.
I mean, you kind of find like, like, oh, this is the preferred method, I guess. But, I don't know, man. It's.
Oh, yeah. I'm just going to remind you here. We got to talk about San Diego, too, Chris.
Oh, that's true. Yes.
Yeah, there's somebody. I know how busy you are. I know how it gets. I truly know how it gets. Okay, so we got. I'm going to switch gears a little bit, but it's the same thing. We got a company taking over a beloved franchise. We have one that's 10 years in. We got one that's just about to start and make the very same mistakes. Instead of, this is the easiest route. Let's just adapt Tolkien the way we should. Maybe by not creating, I believe it's 5 new characters. And I know I'm like, that's just what I know of. That's what I know of. And make it as accurate as possible. There are ways you can be diverse. That's in world. That totally makes sense in the secondary world. But one of the Tolkien experts, air quotes, said that wouldn't be enough. That wouldn't be enough because it would support. I'm going to paraphrase what she said. The somewhat white supremacist leanings that the author had, that this expert is supposedly a fan of, which I find very strange. What happens is young person reads Tolkien and loves it because it's really fucking good. Then they go and take insert here studies class. Then they're conflicted because their little gelatinous sponge brain that doesn't know very much is influenced by some professor who's never left fucking school and experienced anything in his life, but can regurgitate a lot of knowledge from books, which is great. That's a skill. You should do that and go out in the world and experience things at the same time. That's what I think. That's what happens. It becomes a little bit of a conflict. Let
me correct myself. It is actually 3 p.m. I'm assuming that's California time. I don't know. So that's like 5 o'clock Central.
5 o'clock for what?
For the verdict. Verdict's coming in. The chat was correcting me. I wanted to let
3 p.m. Pacific.
I see you.
Yeah, it's probably 3 p.m. Pacific, which is much later than what time? It's what, 11 over there right now, Chris?
Yes, 11:18.
11:18. I'm still kind of, dude. You spend 5 decades.
It's Eastern
time
3
zone.
p.m. Eastern.
It takes a little while to get used to another time zone. In the wake of
time zones are hard, man.
Lord of the Rings movie, fantasy boomed on screens big and small, but no other fantastical world has been quite the majesty, the literal weight, or the cinematic scope of Middle-earth J.R.R. Tolkien's tales of hobbits, dark lords, orcs. Well, those are coded a certain way. Elves, goblins, and, of course, magical rings have resulted in some of the most expansive and exciting films of all time, changing the face of Hollywood and bringing the fantasy genre well and truly into the mainstream. Now, The Lord of the Rings is about to change the game all over again with The Rings of Power, a streaming series that takes the world you love and brings it back to the screen, just not quite as you remember. I was waiting for that.
Fuck you.
It was coming.
No.
Ah, thank you. Thank you. God damn. They make it easy for us. They really do.
They do.
My
They
God. You know what? I need. You know, I have the information on the episode 2, and I'm like, I need an article to go with it because I don't want to do specific spoiler videos. Okay, that's not my thing. I don't want to do it. It's not it really. What my intention is to give you a feel of the series. I'm not going to spoil plot things. I'm just going to tell you who's in it and who isn't. And I think that will, as a Tolkien fan who has read the books or seen Peter Jackson's trilogy, this might matter to you. It just might. It might not.
Maybe.
From the 2nd of September, which is, by the way, the anniversary of Tolkien's death. And incidentally, correct me if I'm wrong, Tolkienologists, because I might be, I'm mixing up book and radio show a little bit here. But Hobbit Day is the 22nd. All right. That's Thursday, which is a better day to release your TV show. Prime time wise, that used to be, it's Sunday and Thursday are the best 2 prime time days for broadcast television. So I don't know why you wouldn't release it on one of those 2 days. Probably because they don't want to be up against House of the Dragon. That's probably for Sunday. But Thursday would make sense. Thursday would make sense. Now, Thursday is specifically mentioned in the radio show. I can't, it's been a minute, so I can't remember if it's specifically mentioned in the book. That it's Frodo and Bilbo's birthday lands on a Thursday. So that would be significant. But either way, it doesn't matter. Like, just use Hobbit Day as your premiere. Why would you use the death of Tolkien? So the only thing I could possibly think of is they just didn't know. They didn't know. And now they've already announced it and they can't go back on it, which I think is ridiculous. I think if they went back on it and said, hey, you know what? We fucked up on this one. We're actually going to push it out 3 weeks so we don't release the show on the anniversary of the man's death. Sorry. I think
they don't care.
They don't give a shit. I think it's horrible personally, but that's just me. An era, where do we say, okay, it's not quite as you remember. Meaning it's nothing like the greatest trilogy ever made. They did shoot the first season in New Zealand. Now, New Zealand had horrific COOF restrictions that I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, were still in place up until very recently. And that probably led to Amazon fleeing to the UK where they're going to build another studio, which is not finished yet. Now, I know OneRing.net and our good friend George said that the series is delayed. I always assumed this would be a series that comes out once every 2 years. There's no way. This is an inexperienced studio. Like HBO can produce House of the Dragon and come out with it once a year because they practiced with Game of Thrones for 10 years or 8 years. Amazon does not have a lot of experience making television. And more importantly, they have bad reboot people involved in making it who are famous for delays, multiple showrunners, fired writers, and going crazy over budget. Crazy over budget. Did we not just hear from the Hollywood Reporter that Jar Jar Abrams might be in a little trouble with Zaslav because they paid the man $500 million and he's come up with one show and he's producing a woke version of Batman the Animated Series? After 3 years, 2 or 3 years. So they might be trying to get out of that contract. And it's because the man has lived largely off of Spielberg's word of backing him.
Yeah.
From September 2nd, Amazon's The Lord of the Rings of Power will conjure up the second age of Middle-earth. Yeah, they're conjuring up from fucking scratch. They are not using anything from
It's funny, the phrasing there.
Yeah, it's a good word. An era thousands of years before the events of Peter Jackson's movies. Yes, it's also an era that lasts thousands of years that they're putting into an era of a few years.
Yeah. Truncating it.
The events of Peter Jackson's movies, and the new issue of Empire takes a deep dive into the Prime Video series, exploring its epic scale, its many inhabitants, and its multi-year plan to tell a whole new tale. New tale. In a beloved world, inside we speak to showrunners J.D. Payne and Patrick McKay, director J.A. Boyona, producer Ron Ames, and stars including Lenny Henry and blah 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 blah. For this very special issue of Empire, we have 3 collectible covers,
and those are the covers that we saw earlier.
Warrior Galadriel sitting like a dude.
There she is.
Do you know why guys sit like that? Because we don't like our balls being squished. Okay.
Yeah.
That's why we sit like
bits and tackle there.
There's a reason. We aren't doing it to be lewd. We're doing it because we don't like our balls fucking squished. All right. That's it. This has got to be the worst one, though.
This is cringe, man.
Holy crap. Let's see if I can zoom in on that a little bit.
Can I zoom
in? Yeah, zoom in. Zoom in on Nick Rekieta and his daughter. Go down.
Oh, there we go. That one. There it is. Oh, get your ad out of the way. Get out of here. PayPal
lost the
Screw you, PayPal.
Yeah, fuck you. Wow. Holy shit.
It's Nick Rekieta and Danny DeVito in makeup.
Oh my god. I'm sure Uber Geeks put Nick Rekieta's face on that already. let me see. Or Renee. Or Superman. Or
beautifully
Mr.
creative
Bug. People. Or one of the legion of memers. Hail to the legion of memers. Let's see. I'm not going to go over this whole article. I will.
I bet there's some juicy stuff in
the
this
video. Yeah, scan it. See if you see anything in there. I got to read some soups. We're on a limited time today.
Man,
Chris.
Yes.
Are you going to watch Rings of Power?
I really, it holds no interest for me.
Because you weren't that into Lord of the Rings. Yeah.
First of all, I'm still confused, even though I've heard you talk about it. It's a prequel, but but it's out of the timeline by thousands of years. I don't know what it is. I don't know what, I seriously, and also Viggo Mortensen was interviewed and asked about it. And he said, oh yeah, he seemed confused as well. I am, as it relates to anything Lord of the Rings, I'm a normie, right? Loved the movies, listened to the soundtrack relentlessly, bought the Blu-rays of the various editions, the theatrical, the extended, etc. Love them. Love those movies. And whenever you just see it, you have to stop and watch it. It's just the world building, the music, just everything, the cast. There's just so much. And also the fact that the cast all got along, and the fact that Peter Jackson as a person, he seems very humble and very much, he tried his, he had certain way of going about how he wanted to approach it creatively. So much about Lord of the Rings is just like a great, I don't see that with this. And I do think, and this is, it's happened with Star Wars, it's happening with Lord of the Rings. There needs to be a primary person who's the shepherd of that franchise, right? I don't know who the shepherd is for the new Lord of the Rings. It holds no interest for me at all. And with Star Wars, I feel like it's just corporate infighting with sort of an activist wing of Lucasfilm that wants Star Wars to be a certain way, and then other people who are within the organization and in fandom as well that just can we just have it have our Star Wars, right? Introduce new ideas rather than just beat stuff to death. I don't know. I'm sorry, Gary, a rant from me.
No, that's good. No.
But it's I just with the Lord of the Rings, don't care. And with Star Wars, I guess I'll get through this Obi-Wan series, but I think based on what we saw last night, I mean, it's probably a setup for some bigger finale, right? So this is sort of their first conflict, but I felt like there should have been something more dramatic about it. It just felt flat to me.
It did. And how is Ben Kenobi going to become a better Jedi in 2 episodes?
Right. I mean,
really looks like he's being set up to be saved multiple times. So
can you believe this is going to be the shot? Obi-Wan on the ground about to die. Darth Vader's going to take it, and he goes, and a lightsaber comes in between, and it pans up, and it's Reva, and she's defending Obi-Wan against Darth Vader, and then they go at it.
Hey,
that's going to be it.
Did you see Gina's tweet? By the way, I retweeted it, about virtue signaling, put up 2 hours ago. So real quick, I'm going to bring you up to speed on Lord of the Rings, the Rings of Powers. The second age is roughly over 3,000 years. Okay, it's over 3,000 years. It's after the War of Wrath in the first age with Morgoth, who was Sauron's master. Big fucking badass. Killed a lot of elves. So in the second age, in the beginning of it, there's not a lot of living things, because a lot of living things and a lot of beautiful things that the elves built were fucking laid waste. So everything's kind of spread out. And what happens is Sauron is still alive. Not a lot of people know it. This is after, so during the second age, there is the fall of Numenor. There is the creation of the rings, and then there is the forging of the rings of power, and then there is the War of the Last Alliance, all thousands of years apart, right? And in this, by the way, the world starts out as flat, and then after the fall of Numenor, it goes round, right? The Numenorean kings, not necessarily in that order, by the way. The Numenorean kings are basically corrupt over time, and they start they basically start worshiping the devil, human sacrifices, all kinds of shit. This is why, and it's supposed to mirror Atlantis and turning your back on God. And I'm really simplifying this. So again, this happens over thousands of years, and they're going to try to make this all go down in a very short period of time, which just utterly makes no sense. You could do a show just on this should just be about the forging of the Rings of Power. That's all it should be about. Period. Which would be a compelling show, a good show. Galadriel's a main character in this. She's a character that everybody loves, but what they're trying to make Galadriel is not a warrior. She is a leader. A leader. Big difference. Big difference. She's not like a fucking general. It's kind of like what they did to Princess Leia, right? They turned her, they demoted her from royalty to a general. Now, hey, she fought. at Endor, and it's believable, but she's still fucking royalty, right? And for some reason, they didn't want to call her a princess because that's feminine, and that's considered weak by Star Wars. So that's why they gave her the mantle or the position of general, okay, because that's more masculine, and women could be masculine too. So they're doing the same shit with the Rings of Power, with Galadriel, and it's just wrong for her character. Okay, she's angelic. All right, that's how she's again a great character. Have no problem with them focusing on her in the Second Age, but there's other people she's with, including Celeborn, and there's certain things she's really just not a part of, because there's a lot of things that Tolkien didn't mention. He didn't mention like every moment in the Second Age, okay, because it's told like a history, which leaves them a lot of room, especially when they're adapting the appendices. What they're adapting, Chris, is appendices at the end of fucking Return of the King. That's it. That's all. So, I mean, they don't even have access to the Silmarillion. So I you know, what they're doing is just creating they're trying to fool the audience and thinking, well, this is going to connect to Peter Jackson's trilogy, which was never their intention. And what their intention is to remake The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings, and this is the precursor to it. And it will be a Hobbit and Lord of the Rings filled with modernity, instead of like just, hey, let's adapt Tolkien, which would just make everybody happy. No, the people complaining about them properly adapting Tolkien will be about the same amount of people who, if Disney properly adapted George Lucas, which would be insignificant. Absolutely insignificant number of people going, oh my God, they're adapting George Lucas properly. Nobody would care. So it's repeating history. So here's Gina. The only difference is, Chris, is that the Lord of the Rings fandom is just more united on this one. They're just way more united.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's one guy. For one, the big difference is George Lucas, massive respect to the guy, never really planned out his world, okay? Not in a lot of detail. Tolkien meticulously planned out the secondary world and Middle-earth and genealogy and geography, phases of the moon. Fucking, like, he wanted to, and then really thought about, like, what would it be like to be immortal? Actually never finished like that's what he was really focused on towards the end of his life, was the aspect of immortality and how would you portray that, right? And he never was able to finish it. It was a hard nut to crack. So it's the love for the man, right? That's pissed off, and especially the desecration of the man while he's dead, cannot defend himself. Christopher isn't around his son. So that's where the fans are really taking it personally, as they should. So here's Gina. Virtue signaling is fake and used to create division. Racism and hate are disgusting. People in certain positions of power do not want us all coming together because they'll start to be held responsible. How do you fix this problem? Don't buy into the bullshit. Come together.
Oh, when did she say this?
2 hours ago.
2 hours ago.
Oh, she's so right. Like, this is, and she was really vocal about this idea, this concept before the election, before the last election. She said forces are going to come around to try to divide people. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. How do you look at someone saying something like this and get this impression, like a Grace Randolph, who seems incredibly uninformed, if you ask me? You'd think someone who you know, thinks of herself as a journalist would actually go out of the way to research things that she's coming to conclusions on. And I came to my own conclusion by just looking at Gina. And I was just like, well, I don't know. Like, people are accusing her of this thing. Let me look into it more. And I'm not even writing an article about it. I just looked into it and said, oh yeah, that's not what she said. That's not what Gina said at all.
Right.
At all.
No.
They accused her of on Instagram that shot was about taking people and vilifying them and making it okay to attack a certain group of people. She was, you know, drawing an analogy to modern times, and she's right. And if anything, we should be discussing this. This is important. This This is no, and I know I bring it up a lot. This is no different than Ming the Merciless and his strategy to divide the kingdoms of Mongo and keep them fighting amongst each other, to not notice that Ming is the one that's causing all the shit. So I think that by leaning into this so deeply at the beginning, it's just, and what it does is it inoculates the series against any criticism, not just of Reva and her character and whatever those flaws might be. I mean, that you should be able to discuss that, but other things we were talking about earlier, like just Obi-Wan's motivation and Leia kind of not working, and like, this is just a poorly written show. I actually don't blame the actors, and I don't blame the woman who plays Reva. She's fine. I blame the creatives who wrote it and the directors who didn't say, let's try your character with a British accent. I mean, famously, Jimmy Doohan came in, did multiple accents for Gene Roddenberry before they settled on a Scottish accent, which kind of informed his whole character, which was a lot of fun. And they built upon that, right? But I really think, like, Reva being a part of the Imperials, it would have made more sense for her to have a British accent. I'm sorry, that's super. It's nitpicky, but like, that would have improved. I think it would have improved the performance, assuming she's capable of having a British accent. I mean,
which she's probably not. It would have made her feel more in line with the Empire and what the Empire's aesthetic is, and she just is not that. You guys brought up a good point last night on the main event. It does feel like these were one shot. They did one take and we're like, let's move on. One take, let's move on. One take, let's move on. That's whenever you can get somebody like Joel Edgerton that is an experienced actor. He's a great character actor. He's a great just leading man actor, even whenever he does that. And you can get those guys to do one take oneers that are great. You can't get somebody that's fresh off the film school acting classes stage to do one take wonders. You can't do that.
No. And I think they don't do anybody any favors, right? Like, to show a little empathy to Moses Ingram. Again, I'm not going to treat her like a child because she's almost fucking 30. So right. she knows exactly what she's doing. She's an adult. She can figure this stuff out. She could have said no. She could have said no to this. But I am also aware of what Disney, particularly Marvel. I'm not so aware with the Lucasfilm stuff, but I can't imagine they're that different. That I know of the bullshit that goes on at Disney Marvel, right? The pressures, the notes, the fact that they just cast directors and writers and they don't really fucking listen to them at all, to the point where they bail. Most of them bail, like, and don't ever want to work. I mean, these are actors and writers who've largely gotten their first shot with Disney Marvel, and the experience was so bad they don't want to come back. They're willing to risk their careers, because when all of them worked at Disney, they saw that as a risk to their career. They're like, oh fuck, So and more on that later. Like I promised, probably around June of next year, I'll be able to completely spill on all of that. But yeah, it doesn't do anybody any favors. Gina's right. Gina, I mean, like, there's NDAs. So I'm sure Gina doesn't want to say. She has respect for people who are involved in this, who have no stakes in this fucking divisive game, who are just crew members, working on Star Wars, just want to work on Star Wars, want to go home, bring their little lunch pails to work, go home and make art. That's all they want to do. And unfortunately, it affects a lot of people that way. And I understand that. But it's not going to stop people like us from calling it out. We have to call it out. We have to put light on this division. I don't want it either. I personally would love for it to go back to what things were in 2015. Prior to 2016, it was pretty normal. Hollywood's going to be Hollywood, but it wasn't beating you over the head. It wasn't preaching. And they actually treated most people like they had a general audience, pretty evenly. Not anymore. Not anymore. They think they can pick and choose their audience, and this is where we need to punish them. Yes, punish them. And it's a very easy fix. Just don't give them money. You can see the stuff behind me on my wall. I was one of Hollywood's and Marvel's biggest fucking fans for decades. Read all the books, watched everything I could, loved it, shared it. As Chris was talking about earlier. You know, fandom, the one thing a nerd likes to do the most is share something that he or she has seen that somebody else hasn't. That's the first thing they do. They're like, oh my God, you haven't seen this? I mean, look at like freaking anime fans right now. They're like, oh man, there's a whole world you haven't seen that's great, you know, and they're like, dude, I get them, and it's awesome. I love it. That's what fandom's supposed to be. It's never meant to be a peaceful place. It's never been a racist place. It's been one of the most welcoming places I've ever seen, and it's the corporations that have made it this bad. The BBC turned into, I mean, it never started that way, but it's turned into something just as bad as Disney. It is, and it doesn't deserve Doctor Who anymore. But unfortunately, we're going to lose a lot of franchises before this turns around, and it'll be something original. And, you know, honestly, like, Disney's probably panicking a little bit because they got whooped this weekend. They got fucking whooped, and it's a good thing. And they got killed with kindness. They got killed with by Top Gun going out and going, hey, thanks for watching our pretty normal fucking movie. You know, and
we appreciate you.
Yeah.
That's all you need to do.
And Top Gun's really good.
Thank you for watching our product.
I know, Chris, you were telling me about it before I even saw it. You're like, dude, it's really good.
It's so good. I want to see it again. It's just a great movie experience that brings you back to, you know, that kind of united feeling. You know that there are characters that are not white in Top Gun Maverick. Yeah. I wonder, like, and I mean, I don't know, like, that's what just kills me is not knowing the history of Star Wars and the fact that there have been so many characters that are not white, like not just in the movies, but like in, of course, The Mandalorian, and just sort of all over the map. I mean,
ice cream maker machine guy. Come on.
Yeah, I know. Oh my God.
Give him his respect.
I love when people like cosplay as that character.
I know, it's great.
So awesome. But like, you know, it's just, there's a whole history of it and no one noticed it. And the thing is, when people are pointing it out like this, I'm like, hey, I never even noticed until you pointed it out. And like I say, Gary, you've been around fandom as long as I have. Like, I just don't see that as like, I don't see that. I think the people that bring it up mostly are like politicians these days. Politicians clearly use race to divide people and to set people against each other to sort of forward an agenda or take advantage of a crisis. It's disgusting, and both sides do it, and it's sickening. And open your eyes to that shit. You know, I'm just sort of done with it. But you know, we're talking about an Obi-Wan series we should be discussing the merits of, and this is a distraction from the flaws of the show is what this is. And I feel like you could do a complete dissertation, you could do a complete dissection of it and break it down and not even mention her character, and you'd still find a lot, unfortunately, a lot to criticize.
Well, when I was watching it, I was like live tweeting about it, and none of it had to do with her. She was obviously not very good, but I had a million other issues with that show.
Yeah.
Before she even came into the playing field of why it was bad.
Leia,
so many other things.
Being in the show is an issue.
Yep.
Him leaving the fucking planet is a fucking issue. It should not happen. It's terrible. Like, this never gets brought up. You know, like, oh, Luke, I was actually going after, you know, like, you know. This reminds me of something.
I bet, yes.
I totally left you behind one time.
Oh, is this a hologram from Leia Organa? I remember her. I was with her when she was 10 years old. She was kidnapped by a.
Yes.
I'm waiting to find out that
Inquisitor.
I could be wrong, but I'm waiting to find out Reva knows like that Leia could be Darth Vader's daughter, and the fact that she could put all that together, but not put together that Luke might be his son is just funny. It's gonna be funny.
That's one of those contrivances that just blows my mind. Like, because she went into the archives, she found a connection between somebody that was in the government and a Jedi Knight, which is part of the government. They're basically part of the government.
Yeah, the archives,
and yeah, they'd have a connection in some way.
So
but because you kidnapped his daughter, that's going to bring.
They didn't destroy the Jedi for one should have destroyed their fucking archives. I don't know if that's why.
Oh my God! If they didn't do that,
I haven't seen the prequels in a long fucking time. So maybe they did, and I'm not remembering.
They were like,
yeah, but they should have. you know, and if they didn't, then the Empire should know fucking everything, absolutely everything, because they took it. I mean, it becomes like the throne room or whatever, right? On Coruscant, help me out a little bit. But,
I don't know.
It becomes something I can't remember what. But, you know, I stopped caring about Star Wars a while ago. Okay?
Yeah, I threw a lot of that information.
Gave it no thought. I used to have all the figures, all the ships, all the toys, and a long time ago, after The Last Jedi, my channel was still itsy bitsy. I gave all of my figures. I just sent them to my patrons. They used to be hanging on my wall, and the figures I had left, I just fucking mailed them to my patrons when I had Patreon. Like, here you have them. I don't want them anymore. Do what you want. Okay, we're going to read some soups. Again, thanks everybody for being here. Thanks for the Nerdrotics for being here. Real quick, I need to mention Geek Grind, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Geek Grind Coffee.
Geek Grind Coffee. Because we have a new blend. We have
Fellowship, bro.
We have the Fellowship. Here we go. The link is in my description, right? I need a card for
it
this
is
stuff.
below in the description, along with other links like our merch. We have Nerdrotic T-shirts, we have FNT T-shirts, all kinds of stuff down there in the description.
Yeah, there's a new FNT shirt either out or coming. That's awesome that I saw. I think it's out. I think Melissa put it on Instagram. I'm terrible at this stuff. I am utterly terrible at this stuff. This is why we're going to make commercials, because I just suck at it, and I'm sorry. Sorry to Geek Grind, who has been awesome and very supportive of this channel long before they decided to, actually sponsor us. And yeah, that's some cool shit.
Pop. Yeah,
I am
look at
currently
that.
jacked up on Geek Grind coffee right now. That's what I am drinking right here, but not in my mug. Sorry.
You can get this beautiful mug or this beautiful mug. Either one. This one's awesome. I like this one.
There's something else.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, hello, little ones.
Oh, my little ones. Right outside the door. Okay.
She sounds just like Princess Leia, except smarter.
I could catch her. I could totally catch her.
You could catch her.
I could dodge all of the tree limbs and stuff.
Oh yeah, I put. I can't play it. Or maybe I could. Yeah, towards the end I'll play it. Yeah, I put some Benny Hill music to it.
You have to.
It was so spot on.
It was easy. It was easy. Okay, so we have Buford T Justice for $49.99.
What's up, Buford T Justice?
What's up? I almost hit the wrong.
Hey.
Good man, Buford T.
Buford T. I almost hit the wrong button there, Buford T Justice. No offense, Gary and Chris, but I'm looking forward to the big one swallowing Hollyweird in its entirety. Grace Randolph is a talentless hack. So is Campia. I always call him Campia, but I guess it's Campia. Gary, I'm never going to sit down with these people and compromise on anything, and nobody's asking you to. And this is where we're at, by the way. Yes, the devout Orthodox Jay hired someone spouting hatred of him. That's John Thomas for $5. And Buford T. Justice, that's your prerogative. There's a lot of people who feel that way, who might have not felt that way a couple of years ago when we were like desperately going, guys, fucking stop this. Like, end it now. You have the power to end this bullshit. It is not the fans' fault. It is your fault. Recognize that. Stop it now, and everything will be better off. You decided to keep it going and root on the summer of love and whinge about things like January 6th and to put it in fucking Star Trek episodes, and then led with attacking fans before you come out with a Kenobi show and a Rings of Power show. These are your decisions, Hollywood and Amazon and Disney and the BBC. These are not our decisions. We simply react. You could end this tomorrow, but it's a little late because there's a lot of Buford T. Justice out there just like, fuck you, die. That we're talking about your company, by the way, not you personally, your company. And I will always try to find some middle ground, but it's getting harder. It's getting harder. And it'll be just much easier to watch you guys go out of business, which if you keep going this way, you will. I mean, it might.
It's very entertaining.
And yes, I mean, there's a point where, You know, it depends on the franchise. Right? With Disney Star Wars, I'm just breaking out the popcorn and watching it burn because I don't care. I don't care. Lucasfilm has proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that it is a nasty, petty organization filled with talentless hacks, quite frankly. And when they're worried about dudes in their studios or their basements on YouTube, that's a win for the fandom. You know, you're not gonna win your franchise back, but if we could just mock this into obscurity, maybe people in the future will just forget it exists and remember George Lucas's Star Wars.
Gary, on that note, I think you're absolutely right. What you just said. I mean, no one remembers. I remember American Graffiti, but almost no one remembers More American Graffiti, which actually exists. And it's kind of cool as an experimental film. It's really bizarre.
Oh, was that the earlier? Or was that like a...
Well, this is after George Lucas allowed Gloria and Willard Huck, who were co-writers. They wrote like a lot of the stuff that was humorous in the original Star Wars movie and allowed them to like, sure, you can write and direct this. And the movie's a mess. I remember seeing it in a theater going like, what is this? From producer George Lucas of Star Wars is More American Graffiti. But I'm wondering, Gary, if you can recall, this is, and maybe question for the chat too. Can you recall any source material or original thing, say the original Star Wars trilogy, and anything, it's like any offshoot that overshadowed it? You know, like there were the Ewok movies, right? That's not going to overshadow.
Nope.
Like, is anything come out and then it's like it was overshadowed by something that was better? It seems like it's always the default setting is diminishing returns.
Yep.
Right. It's always diminishing returns. So it's like in decades when this is, you know, when Star Wars is basically, it's like, wait a sec, you mean the theme park ride? They had movies? Yeah, that's where it came from. The theme park ride came from a movie. I don't even remember. There's going to be a generation that's being born now that is going to talk like that. So it's like all this offshoot stuff, like it just doesn't resonate. It doesn't stand the test of time. It doesn't mean anything other than, you know, like a vulture and just ripping meat off the husk of the original. It's kind of sad to see, you know? So I don't know what your thoughts are, people in the chat. I can't think of
that's a good
thing.
Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai,
yes, because Cobra Kai is something that it adds to the original. Yeah,
it's
that's
something
a really
new.
Rare example.
It's something that it's what Top Gun just did. You took a movie that was pretty simplistic, although Star Wars is pretty simplistic, and you added to it and basically made it something new. Because I think an argument could be made that Top Gun Maverick is better than the original Top Gun.
True, for sure. So there's very rare cases.
Yeah.
Basically, two. Maybe someone in the chat will come up with some.
But it's like a unicorn, okay? Like Godfather Part 2, arguably better than Godfather. Empire Strikes Back, arguably better than A New Hope. Some people might disagree, but I think an argument is there to be had, and it can continue to the end of time. But other than that, it's always diminishing returns. That is you don't get around that. Marvel did
Verdict
something
in 5 minutes, by the way.
Oh shit. Okay.
Well,
we'll be live. That'll probably be the only time I talk about it too. Let's read a super chat till then. Yeah. Hey, no. Hail, Nick Ricada, Yellow Flash, and my good friend, that Umbrella guy. Congrats on all their success. Well deserved. Love those guys. Can't wait to meet them at Anime Matsuri. We'll both be there. Quarter Black.
See you.
You should go.
See you there.
I know Chris Gore can't just like take off because he's a dad. So same here. Same. Well, all of us are.
Like,
it's the dad stream. Remember?
Yeah,
it's the dad stream. But we got $20 from Sarcastic Warlock. Thank you very much. The subversion of the hero archetype is key to communism. I totally agree. Destroy the hero, and when it comes time to act out that archetype, you'll do it like you were shown. The goal is degeneracy of the hero within. Yes, it's infected every aspect of our lives. Commercials, companies, insurance companies, our schools, our entertainment, sports. I mean, it's really plain as day. These are Marxist beliefs. Marxist beliefs are about breaking down whatever system has already been built out, because Marxism can't create its own system. It's a parasite. It has to come in and basically take over as a host, something that's already been built. And by the way, it's never fucking worked.
Are you talking about Disney?
Yeah, I'm waiting for Disney to realize that they're the empire in this story. That's the irony of all.
You guys are the bad guys. I don't know if
Disney still sees themselves as the rebels. It's like, no, you're the empire.
The little tag on there, we resist.
We resist. Yeah.
Stop. That's a Disney phrase. We resist. That's a Disney Star Wars phrase. They're not the resistance. We don't resist. They're rebels.
Sarcastic Warlock, you are spot on. Thank you very much. Jaro 96 for $4.99. Worst thing about Grace is she pretends to be a fan but can't even pronounce Qui-Gon. Check the review. The show is mediocre. Ewan is a shadow of himself. Yeah, I would say the best you could say is it's mediocre. I would say Ewan,
the absolute best.
Ewan's performance is mediocre for a guy who is obviously a talented actor and one of the only guys who I thought truly brought it in the prequels. Him and
yeah, I agree. I agree. I thought he was really good. I thought he was really good in the prequels, and in this, it's like he forgot how to play Obi-Wan or forgot what happened. I mean, shouldn't the first thing you do is sit down and rewatch all those movies and go over sort of unused ideas? And also, it shouldn't be underestimated how difficult it is for the actors who really understand that craft. Is you create a character. And we're talking about Johnny Depp here. That character of Jack Sparrow, like Captain Jack, like that's a character he created. He workshopped. He used different items of clothing. He walks, especially when you look at actors who walk differently. These are the actors, not like a George Clooney. George Clooney is George Clooney in every movie. There's certain actors that, and Gary, I know you've brought this up for certain actors, they're always the same in every film. But then there are other actors that will physically walk different, have an intonation in the voice. And I feel like you as a director, it's helpful for the actors that maybe don't put as much into it to work with an actor to build a character. There's a whole mini documentary on the extras for The Dark Knight about Heath Ledger looking at different fabrics for the Joker, the type of purple. Like he cared so much.
The fact that he based his voice on Tom Waits. That's fucking awesome.
Yes, I love that. And I never knew when I was watching, like, but it was like Tom Waits and maybe a little bit of John Lydon, you know, from the Sex Pistols, like a little bit of that. Like if you watch that Tom Snyder interview he did, like I have that on the whole unedited interview. I used to watch Tom Snyder when I was a kid late at night. It was something I wasn't supposed to watch. It was fucking great. He's one of the best interviewers. And that's a guy that that's when you had real adult conversations. That's why I'm so troubled by these children today, children in adult bodies who cannot have a conversation with someone they disagree with, a respectful conversation. And this is why we have this nonsense now where, you know, people are being accused and called names where there's not, it's not there. It's not there. It's a defense mechanism, and a really poor one at that, because it's very easy to debunk all of it. Easy.
Very. Yeah. This one's funny. G-Man for $5 says, fun fact, Air Force pilots must be between 5'4" and 6'5", which would disqualify both Tom Cruise and X-Ray Girl because she's giant.
Oh, no.
Because she's giant.
Both ends of the spectrum.
He's 5'7", 5'8".
He's 5'7". He's 5. I stood next to him. I mean, he was shorter than me for sure.
Yeah.
X-Ray
Girl's really tall.
She's like 5'9", she's like 5'7", 5'9".
Amazon.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess that's tall for an Asian
woman. Yeah. She's a little taller than my wife.
And then she walks on like these high heels.
She's got heels on.
Yeah.
She's got chunky
heels.
Looks
like a giant.
I'm barely 6 foot, so yeah. Shotgun Fringe for $9.99 says, they broke canon when they killed the Grand Inquisitor. He was in Rebels. They don't care about canon or continuity, i.e. book of Boba Fett. Star Wars ended with Return of the Jedi. Disney SJW is not, and it's supposed to be Star Wars, and they put the J in the middle, which is great, brilliant, is not canon. No, it is not. No, it is not. No. It is
not.
It isn't. And as time goes on, that's everybody's going to say Star Wars ended with Return of the Jedi. And once Disney, it's always going to come out. But what they're going to eventually have to do is turn their Star Wars land into a Star Wars land. I think they might actually be already working on it, you know, where you'll see Vader. Rey will always be around. She's always going to be around, which is hilarious because she'll never catch on, and it'll be this. I think the only place you'll see Rey in the future is at Disneyland, at the rides, but you'll never see Rey out in the ether, out in the world. Culturally, she'll be dead as Finn and Poe, and the only place you'll see him is at Disneyland. If you go, which I won't, there's no way I would set foot in that park.
Yeah, there's something that's just soured for me. I mean, God, I'm trying to think the last time I was there. It was the before times for sure, but just everything that's come out about Disney now just makes me just so sour on the brand, where I would just feel, you know, I just feel bad giving them money, you know. I feel there's something about that just doesn't feel right. I don't support that agenda that they're pushing, you know, especially as it relates to children's entertainment.
Yeah. Especially with their
children,
their views on what should be taught to them and what they decided to back. I want to ask Moses Ingram if her grandpa was killed in a camp like mine, and see if she knows what real racism is, says Eric for $5.
Spot on.
Yeah. There you go. I'm guessing she doesn't know. Dread Bane.
Verdict dropping right now.
Okay, tell me after the super chat. Dread Bane for $20. But they don't know anything, Gary. I am trying to get my channel started by putting together what can happen in the second age using the maps under text and Numenorian genealogies. Dread, then do it. I mean, do it. And honestly, just start with a live stream format. Don't, when you start at your channel, you're starting videos, they're just going to be rough. You got to find your way. So the best thing to do is, you know, have your images ready to where you can share them on screen, and just, and it doesn't have to be it could be a live stream in front of people, or you could just record it to yourself and just go. Just do it. Just do it. Just start. And I would love to see how the second, you know, there are people out there, but I would love to see a full progression of like what you know, do it in multiple parts, how the second age really goes, to contrast it with that. That would be great. That's a great idea.
Yep.
Do it. Thank you, Dread. So what do we got?
Recess. They're taking recess because some of the paperwork was incorrect, so they're going to redo the paperwork and come back.
Oh my God!
They know
like
what they're
right
doing.
There. They're just like,
they know what they're fucking doing.
They
now.
know.
This is a fucking TV show. At least this isn't over a murder. Okay. I mean, I mean, that was the one thing that was just so disgusting about the OJ trial, is you're like, ultimately talking about two dead people there. Their fucking parents are in there just going through agony. And, you know, Judge Ito's the big star. And it's just like the whole thing was like, man, this is why people hate us. This is why people hate us.
It's kind of gross.
Yeah. Ironic. You could call your own fans racist, but not yourself, says Roja for $4.99. Yeah, especially when that company has committed racism. I saw somebody, I won't say who it was, but every time I think about this person, I just get hungry for Uber Eats. Call out my good friend Jeremy for racism, and I know that I've never heard Jeremy use the N-word, and I have heard that person use it on YouTube, on the internet. So, yeah, you get a lot of projection. You just do. Eric for $10 says, as a Jewish man myself, I am pro-Moses. Yeah, I am pro-Moses too. I am pro-Moses.
Yeah.
I think Ten Commandments is one of the greatest movies ever fucking made. Love it. Absolutely love it.
Oh man, Ten Commandments. Gary, I just bought it in a new 4K edition,
4K
digital
edition, yes. And
I didn't realize this. There's a whole overture and an intro. They come out, and a lot of the stuff seems sort of quaint,
epic.
like, but also it's like that music is just so great. And Charlton Heston, man.
Yeah.
Charlton Heston's
History
awesome.
of the World Part 2. One of the best segments. 15 Ten Commandments.
Yeah, exactly.
So Ten Commandments. It always showed on was it Easter?
Easter. Yeah, it's always Easter.
Always showed on Easter for some reason, and watched it, loved it. And I got that 4K version. Can't wait to see it. I love that film.
Oh, you got to see
watch
the
it
intro. It's
on the projector.
I've never seen it. It's bizarre.
Yeah, dude.
Like
that was that after we, messed around in the office, got everything. Well, most everything worked out. Garrett and I sat down and watched UFO documentaries the other night, right before all the Star Wars shit hit, right? It was so peaceful just watching UFO documentaries.
UFOs.
Yeah. Then I checked Twitter and Star Wars is calling its fans racist. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, we were both like looking at Twitter at the same, like kind of just vaguely scrolling. Every once in a while you look down and I was like, oh, Garrett, you see this? Yeah. It's like, yeah, I'm reading it right now.
Shit.
Why? It's just
it was in the middle of the night.
They dropped it in the middle of the fucking night.
It reminds me of the sort of Frost rant in the sense of like, this was this vetted through people? Was this discussed? Was that, social media post, which represents the brand, was that discussed with anyone, with a group of people saying, is this something that we should do? Because what a terrible decision, It's just, it doesn't endear people to your brand. It has the only, the possibility of backfiring. And I just.
Perry Chan put up the clip of Obi-Wan running away.
Oh, no. Did he really?
I don't know. Can we watch it? I don't know.
Yeah. The Disney one has, but real quick, Eric for $5 says, just jumped on. Are we talking about pharaohs bullying Moses? No, we were talking about 3 anonymous people sending DMs to Moses Ingram, and that was considered bullying. Although the pharaohs did bully Moses a little bit. They did. But he got him. Well, God got him.
Yeah. Got him in the end.
Got him in the end. Don't want to bully Moses.
Nope.
Metallica did a pretty good song about it too. So
Prince of Egypt was a great movie. Val Kilmer, our boy.
Let it be done.
I like Prince of Egypt. I remember that.
Prince of Egypt, the music, off the chain. I love that music.
Yep.
Really good.
Okay, here we go.
You never make that now.
Do it.
No,
do it.
Man.
Do it. I got.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks.
Thank you, Perry. Thank you.
It's not even an interesting environment. You know what I mean? Like,
no, it's
like environment plays a part. Like, Luke fighting, Darth Vader in the carbon freezing chamber. Like, this is not. It's just a flat nothing. Like,
it's on that void. It's
Joshua
on the volume, whatever that thing is that they shoot Mandalorian on. It's the volume. All this is fake back here. It's just shot on this little stage, and there's nothing interesting about it.
This is all about subversion of expectations. Obi-Wan is a loser and a coward. He has been a loser and a fucking coward. You can be distraught and you have your world crash around you and still be resolute and not be a fucking coward. Oh, this is terrible. This is Jake Kenobi. I've heard somebody else say that. That's not mine for sure. But this is Jake
ran
Kenobi.
Away. Wow,
you
man.
ran away.
It's not Star Wars though, so that we can take solace in that.
Corporations and their employees who have slaves make their products, calling others racist. Is this irony or insane? It's both. Ooh. Thunderstorm for $4.99. Yes, indeed. And hey, at least the Daily Mail of all places called Disney out on this. That was funny. Funny to say the least. I call these shows Mando, Boba, Ken, Uncanny Valley shows because they sort of look and sound. It says loom, but look and sound like Star Wars, but are in ways they are just unnerving. Yeah, it is not. It's a lot like the She-Hulk trailer. You're right. You've got this husk. But no, this doesn't, as somebody who experienced Star Wars when it came out, just like Chris, this is nothing like it. Like, absolutely nothing like it. And I will also argue the prequels While they're George Lucas and their Star Wars, they're nothing like the original trilogy.
Yeah, as somebody that experienced the prequels in theaters,
and
this is nothing like it.
The reaction wasn't the same. Like, the reason Star Wars is alive today, and we're still even talking about this, was from 1977 to 1983. And Generation X, and it being Generation X's Beatles. And they got their kids or their younger brothers or sisters into it during the prequels, but it was never, ever as big as the OT. The OT is the biggest thing I've ever seen. Ever. Like, it dominated absolutely everything in the culture. Jocks who hated nerd shit were talking about Star Wars. So, yeah.
There's just something more in our brains, stories that we need to hear that I think resonated with everyone of all ages and all types of people across all types. Loved that movie. It was almost like a thing. I think I saw it 7 times that summer that it first opened. I think I saw Empire like 14 times. I don't know. And then it played for like a year. It was still in theaters for a year later.
Yes. And was
still played.
And was re-released as A New Hope years later. Still made tons of money.
Yeah.
The 20-year anniversary, it was beating new release films.
Yeah.
Soundly, including Howard Stern's Private Parts, which he bitched like a little bitch after he got beat by Empire. It got beat by Empire. And I'll never forget.
That's where I first saw it.
Yeah. And, I mean, I stood in a huge line in 1997 going, wow, holy shit, this is crazy. Because before you would see Star Wars in a midnight show or something like that, through the late 80s and early 90s.
Or in your VHS. VHS. My dad had those.
Michael Salo for $10 on the donation side, circumventing Mama Susan. Thank you very much. I love Epic Rants. You're all awesome. Cheers and have a great day. Thank you. I'm not that's not my thing usually, but I've been super pissed the last week. For one, I don't want to talk about Disney fucking Star Wars because it sucks. I don't care. I'm not a fan. So like I said last night, I'm not taking it personal because I'm not a Disney Star Wars fan. But when I see the fans go through this again, when you see the people who were trying to be optimistic, seeing their hopes get crushed, that's not fun. I don't like that. And Disney has perpetuated all of this. And that's why I'm going to stay on it, because they have started this. We will finish it. They started it. We will finish it. And bring it. Should I talk about the email I got? Why not?
Yeah.
Why the fuck not? I got it. So I woke up this morning at the crack of 9:30. It's usually when I wake up.
That's early, man.
And I checked my email. Well, I did. I passed out I was fucking tired. And I got an email this morning from Jeff Weiss at the Business Insider asking, "Hi there, Jeff here. I'm a reporter for the Business Insider working on a story about YouTube creators who are using the Super Chat feature in an interesting and lucrative ways. Very interesting wording there. I was wondering if you might have time for a brief interview to discuss it this week. No. The answer is no.
No.
I have nothing to say. I have absolutely no comment on that. When it comes to, this is obviously a preface to a hit piece.
100%. I've seen those emails before.
Yep. I've seen.
We'd just like to get a comment on this adjacent story that you might be connected to a little bit. And then the story comes out and it's just a hit piece. That's all it is.
Yep. Jeremy from the Quartering has gotten emails like this about other things. As far as advertisers, I sent that to other creators asking them if they've gotten it yet. They haven't. I'm sure they will. We all know what it leads to. I got no comment on it other than, like I said before, I challenge anybody to find anywhere where I've asked for one. That's all I've got to say about that to anybody else. I just find the timing interesting. When Disney Star Wars comes around, shit like this fucking starts. I go after Rings of Power. I don't experience shit like this. I go after even Marvel. I don't experience shit like this. But when it comes to Disney fucking Star Wars, that's when the weird stuff starts. So not surprised. I won't be surprised if any of my friends get emails like this. And I wouldn't be surprised if this article comes out and they're going after fans again. Don't know who perpetuates it. Maybe it's just the Business Insider wanting to do something innocent. Or maybe it's coordinated to get in the good graces of Disney. Or maybe the Business Insider doesn't like YouTubers because they see us as competition, because we are. We are direct competition to the Access Media. So I am not going to trust or talk to anybody from the Access Media. Unless, I mean, if it was a rare occasion, I would have to record every sentence of our conversation, and then I would play it later in its entirety. But I'm not going to do it. I have better things to do than talk to the Access Media. Thank you very much. But I just thought that was an interesting email. Interesting timing.
Yeah.
I haven't even fucking made a video yet on Star Wars yet. It's like, I know I messaged Jeremy when all this shit went down, and I'm like, they missed us. They must really have missed us. Phoenix Tangent for $20 on the donation side. Can we get your full review of Top Gun? Maverick on a day, or at least a clip out from the live stream. I want to see some joy from the actual good movie. I did a full review with Critical Drinker on Monday. And is it up on Nerdrotic Live yet? If not,
let me see. Actually, I think I missed that one because I was out of town.
Yeah.
So I'll upload that today.
That'll be uploaded
as we
on
speak.
Nerdrotic Live later today. Critical Drinker and I talked about it exclusively for an hour. And talked about how much we loved it. As far as a video is concerned, that's a possibility. I think that's a possibility. I've got a couple of... I got to do before that, but I wouldn't be against it at all. I mean, it's not really, I wouldn't need to break down the plot because there's no plot to break down. It is accomplish mission, stay alive. That's all the movie's about. And it's about Maverick. It's about Maverick dealing with the past and what he's going to do with the rest of his life at the very end of his career. And does he deserve like happiness, and does he deserve to let go? And I think it's very well done, right? I think it was very well done.
100%.
I still need to see it, man.
Dude, get your ass out. Go see it tonight.
I'm going to go see it tonight.
Thank you, Phoenix Tangent. I appreciate that. And yeah, I mean, yeah. Hey, Gary, could you shout out a series by Nick Cole and Jason Aspac? I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong. What Top Gun is for movies, a breath of fresh air. Strong men doing difficult things. It's called Galaxy's Edge. Great characters, fun stories. I've heard of Galaxy's Edge, and it was when Disney ripped off the name for their Star Wars land, which they should call Star Wars Land, honestly. I'm tired of giving them suggestions on how to make money.
Verdict coming in right now.
Okay. And it is?
They're speaking, going through it. I can bring it up if you want.
Yeah, bring it up. That's my drum roll. You probably can't hear it.
Proven by a greater weight of the evidence that question, the statement was made or published by Ms. Heard. Answer, yes.
Yes, that's two.
Question, the statement was about Mr. Depp. Answer, yes.
Oh!
Question, the statement was false. Answer, yes. Question, the statement has
Johnny
a
wins.
inflammatory implication about Mr. Depp. Answer, yes. Question, the and intended.
Oh my God.
Answer, yes. Question.
She's
due to
ruined.
Circumstances surrounding the publication of the statement, it conveyed a defamatory implication to someone who saw it other than Mr. Depp. Answer, yes. Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven by clear and convincing evidence that Ms. Heard acted with actual malice? Answer, yes.
Oh!
Across the board.
Damn!
Transformative moment for women in the Washington Post print edition and the online op-ed, Amber Heard, I spoke up against sexual violence and faced our culture's wrath. That has to change. In the Washington Post online edition. Quote, then 2 years ago, I became a public figure representing domestic abuse, and I felt the full force of our culture's wrath for women who speak out, end quote.
Oh.
Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven all the elements of defamation? Answer, yes. Has Mr. Depp proven by a greater weight of the evidence that, question, the statement was made or published by Ms. Heard? Answer, yes.
Oh, wow.
Question, the statement was about Mr. Depp? Answer, yes.
Yes.
Question, the statement was false? Answer, yes. Question, the statement has a defamatory implication about Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Question, the defamatory implication
Oh, is Johnny
was
not in the room?
designed and intended by Ms.
Bummer.
Heard? Answer,
I'd like to see his
yes.
face.
He's on tour.
Question,
He's on
due to
tour.
circumstances
Oh, that's right.
Because he doesn't
surrounding
give a
the
fuck.
publication,
That's awesome.
It's like,
it conveyed a defamatory implication to someone who saw it other than Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven by clear and convincing evidence that Ms. Heard acted with actual malice? Answer, yes.
This is a wipeout.
Yes.
This is a, she is
3.
destroyed.
After the statement
yeah, she's
appearing in
done.
the op-ed entitled "A Transformative Moment for Women" in the Washington Post print edition and the online op-ed, Amber Heard, I spoke up against sexual violence and faced our culture's wrath. That has to change, in the Washington Post online edition. Quote, I had the rare vantage point of seeing in real time how institutions protect men accused of abuse, end quote. Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven all the elements of defamation? Answer, yes. Has Mr.
Maybe
Depp
she'll
proven
actually drop a
by
tear.
greater weight of the evidence that, question, the statement was made or published by Ms. Heard? Answer, yes.
Well,
Question, the
Disney's looking
statement
really
was
bad
about
today.
Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Question, the statement was false? Answer, yes. Question, the statement has a defamatory implication about Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Question, the defamatory implication was designed and intended by Ms. Heard? Answer, yes. Question, due to circumstances surrounding the publication of this statement, it conveyed a defamatory implication to someone who saw it other than Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven by clear and convincing evidence that Ms. Heard acted with actual malice? Answer, yes.
Get the dancing crab out.
In the amount of $10 million. As against Amber Heard, we, the jury, award punitive damages in the amount of $5 million.
All right.
Okay. All right.
In civil case number CL 2019-2911, Ms. Heard's claim against Mr. Depp. 1.
She ain't got $5 million.
As to this statement,
No.
appearing in the April 8, 2020 online edition of the Daily Mail, quote, Amber Heard and her friends in the media use fake sexual violence allegations as both a sword and shield, depending on their needs. They have selected some of her sexual violence hoax facts as the sword, inflicting them on the public and Mr. Depp. Do you find that Ms. Heard has proven all the elements of defamation? Answer, no.
Ooh. Turn out the lights. The party's over.
In the April 27th, 2020 online edition of the Daily Mail, quote, quite simply, this was an ambush, a hoax. They set Mr. Depp up by calling the cops, but the first attempt did not do the trick. The officers came to the penthouses, thoroughly searched and interviewed, and left after seeing no damage to face or property. So Amber and her friends spilled a little wine and roughed the place up, got their story straight under the direction of a lawyer and publicist, and then placed a second call to 911.
Evil.
End quote. Do you find that Ms.
dirty
Heard
evil.
has proven all the elements of defamation? Answer, yes. Has Ms. Heard proven by a greater weight of the evidence that, question, Mr. Waldman, while acting as an agent for Mr. Depp, made or published the statement? Answer, yes. Question, the statement was about Ms. Heard. Answer, yes. Question, the statement was seen by someone other than Ms. Heard. Answer, yes. Question, the statement was false. Answer, yes. Do you find that Ms. Heard has proven by clear and convincing evidence that the statement by Mr. Waldman was made with actual malice? Answer, yes. 3. As to this statement appearing in the April 27th, 2020 online edition of the Daily Mail, quote, "We've reached the beginning of the end of Ms. Heard's abuse hoax against Johnny Depp," end quote. Do you find that Ms. Heard has proven all the elements of defamation? Answer, no. As against John C. Depp II, we, the jury, award compensatory damages in the amount of $2 million. As against John C. Depp II, we, the jury, award punitive damages in the amount of $0.
All right. Does either side wish to have the jury polled?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Jamie?
Members of the jury, if this is your verdict, please answer yes. If this is not your verdict, please answer no. Juror number 6. Juror number 10. Yes. Juror number 15. Yes. Juror number 16. Yes. Juror number 22. Yes. Juror number 27. Juror number 29. Yes.
I do find that the jury's verdict is unanimous. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes your service in this case. I want to thank you again for your dedication and your hard work during this trial. And I know I speak for everybody here when I
get the fuck out of here, bitch.
Your sacrifices and your time and your public service in this matter. Okay, so I'm going to have you go back to the jury deliberation room for one more time, and then we'll release you from there. Okay. All right. Thank you.
It's over.
Wow.
Done.
Johnny Depp wins. Johnny Depp wipes the floor with Amber Turd. Her career's over.
Bye-bye.
His career's back. Disney looks like shit. Warner Brothers looks like shit. Hollywood looks like shit. Still.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yep.
They're still going to try and make a fucking Pirates of the Caribbean movie without Johnny Depp.
Right. And
he wouldn't come back even if you asked.
And
Disney,
think about all the damage this bitch has done to women who have actually been abused. What a fuck.
Yep.
Oh my God.
It's shit like this, shit like Ingram saying stuff that's diminishing actual victims.
Yep. That's why facts matter. Justice matters. And you don't believe all of anybody. Not when it comes to justice. And yeah, there are risks of freedom and we need to take them. Or people can get railroaded like Johnny, because there are very evil people out there who will opportunize the system. We've seen it over and over again. And I think a lot of this is a culmination of just all the people who don't have the resources Johnny Depp has, who have been absolutely ruined. And again, the other side of this, the women who are now, the ones who, and a lot of them showed, and that took, metaphorical balls to show like the abuse they have suffered to show what it really looks like. And that took a lot for them to do that. So, I mean, yeah, we want the truth to prevail all the time. So it's over. It's over.
Good.
There we go. I'm going to read a couple soups and we got to get out of here. So congratulations, Johnny Depp. And congratulations to Tug and Yellow Flash.
Nick Rekieta.
Friends.
Good job, guys.
Nick Rekieta. Good job, guys. Great job. And I think they actually, just like with Kyle Rittenhouse, made a difference. I absolutely think they made a difference. Yeah. So once again, your voice. And the reason they made a difference is because of you. Everybody in those chats, supporting them, watching, sharing. That's where the real power is. Don't let them tell you any different. Keep speaking up. You're going to get called some stuff, and I know most of you don't give a fuck, and that's good. That's good. And it was talked about last night. Eric July said, when it first happens to you, you don't like, nobody likes it. It's like, whoa, wait a minute. I was just reviewing a movie. I was just talking about a TV show. And now, I am firmly I'm an alt-right pipeline for some reason over fucking whatever. And, people saying defaming things about yours truly and Quarterback Garrett and Chris Gore.
Yep.
I don't get it as much as I used to, but I will say that like it is disgusting. It's disgusting. She purposely went to damage his career. And that $7 million is a drop in the bucket to what he should really be getting. And who knows if she'll actually pay it. There are all sorts of ways for her to get around it and hide money and whatever. But I don't think she'll work in Hollywood again. I think that's over. It's over for her unless she somehow has a moment of honesty. But she just came off so poorly in the trial. I don't know.
I don't see a studio wanting to get close to that.
Well, and now can Johnny sue studios?
I don't know. I don't know about that.
If he could. It's just a question,
Breaking contract. I mean, if they broke contract with him for reasons like that, I don't know.
I'm sure there's some scrambling. At least I'm sure their legal departments are having a conversation. I'm not sure if anything's going to happen. I don't know if he can. California is an at-will state. You can get fired for any reason whatsoever.
That's true.
Couple more minutes, folks, then we really got to go. Sorry. Matthew Hammond for $10. Gary, watch the 30-minute video on band.video of Alex Jones and Mike Tyson on mushrooms having a conversation. YouTube banned their 2-hour conversation, but it was shot afterwards. I will watch it, Matthew. That sounds funny as hell.
That sounds great.
That sounds brilliant. Defenders of the Faith for $5. When I left you, I was but the learner, and now I am the master. No, you just kicked his ass in the last episode. Yep. Amber Turd just got flushed. Take that. Hashtag me poo, says WG for $20. Let's get me poo trending again, please. Please. Sour Cream Citizen for $10 says, hail all. Gary, could you shout? Oh, I read this one already. Okay, so that's good. All right, let's get to the. Wait, I saw a $50 one in there. Hang on. I can do this. I can do this. Oh my God, I can't wait till X-Ray Girl produces all the shows.
Yeah,
that'll be good. Enoch Maman for $50. Thank you. Enoch Maman says, just a reminder that The Magnificent Seven, The Dirty Dozen, Jaws, and Universal Soldier are all franchises. The sequels were so bad, no one knows. The Universal Soldier sequel were so bad that Van Damme came back to reboot it twice. I recall that.
Yeah.
I recall that. Dirty Dozen, great film. Magnificent Seven, great film.
Great film.
Jaws, great film. Hey, you guys, have you seen Stranger Things Season 4? If not, no big deal, but I really enjoyed it. Minimum woke, bare minimum, and it really felt like a lot was put into the story. It felt like they were really giving it their all. Says test site for $20. I agree. I definitely think this is the best season since season 1. Not as good as season 1, but the best season since season 1. And it feels like it's coming to a conclusion. The first episode was a little slow for me, but that's fine. And whatever, it's better than Kenobi. And I got it.
Low bar.
I got it from a shared password because fuck Netflix. And Whiskey Jack for £2 Where's Qui-Gon? He should be fundamental in this. Yeah, Obi-Wan should have already communed with him and been 10 years in. There should be at least the beginnings of that. Episode 6, Reva confronts Vader and says, "Hello, my name is Reva Windu. You killed my father. Prepare to die."
That would have been interesting.
Yep.
That would have been interesting. I mean, who knows? Maybe there's a twist like that.
Who knows?
But the Jedi aren't supposed to fuck around.
That's true.
Poopa Chalupa for $5. That was Poopa Chalupa.
Poopa Chalupa.
Poopa Chalupa. Tall, Dark, and Gruesome for £5. Do any of you have some live music to go with this year? Been making a point after lockdowns to go see shows almost every week. Much love and hail. Yeah, I used to love going to see shows. Used to go to Slim's all the time in San Francisco. Used to go to Coachella all the time when bands played there. Used to check out, when Social D was in town. I'd go there. Reverend Horton Heat, never missed a show. Have not seen any live music in Texas, but I will. I don't know. I was thinking about going to see Roger Waters in Austin in September. I think I'm probably going to go see that. That'll probably be the first show I go
that'll
to.
be great.
Yep.
This is going to be a good show. I'm going to watch Code and Cambria. I'm going to go see Code and Cambria because it's my favorite band of all time. And I've just gone lately. I've gone to a couple shows, but it's been like small local bands and stuff like that. I haven't gone to like a big concert in a while.
Eric July is going to
2 years.
Eric July is going to be in town this weekend. So there's that. And I haven't even checked Reverend Horton Heat's. I don't know if they're usually perpetually on tour. I don't know if they're even still together. I haven't checked in like a year, but it's one of my favorite bands. I would definitely go see them. They play Texas a lot. All right, so we're going to wrap things up. We'll start. Quarterback Garrett, what would you like to plug?
Hey, I would like to plug the meetup on June 16th in Dallas, FNT. Most everybody's going to be there. So we would like you to be there as well. You can also get the poster. Let me get that poster up, actually.
Yeah. Okay, so Friday Night Tights folks are going to be there. Not sure about Chrissy yet. I haven't gotten word on Chrissy, but Jeremy, Ryan. We also have Drunk 3PO will be in that vicinity. I don't know if he'll make the meetup because he's working, but he'll be around. He's more than welcome to the meetup, of course. Eric July, Carrie Smith.
Yeah.
There's some other Texas people I need to hit
There's a few other people might show up. So you should come, and you can get a poster right here. And I'm sure we're going to be giving away some merch and T-shirts. And
we are.
There's going to be some stuff going on. It's going to be fun. Full bar, kitchen, everything. And then the con. You can go see Gina. Tell her how much you appreciate her.
Yep.
It's going to be fun. So please come. Please
come. There's a con happening at the same time?
Yeah, it's
that weekend.
Fan Fest in Dallas.
Oh, that's awesome.
Fan Expo.
Fan Expo, yeah.
All the Hobbits are there. Gina's going to be there. It's going to be fun.
Nathan Fillion's
going to be there.
Nathan Fillion's going to be there, so I'm going to probably try to meet him too because I like him.
Yeah.
Then after that, there is of course Comic-Con in San Diego, where Chris Gore is going to be premiering his documentary for G4. Oh man, I can't wait.
That'll be fun.
Wait for that, and I will be there. We're gonna do. We're trying to coordinate a dual event, like we'll do the meetup before, and then it'll be Chris's show after that,
or vice versa, whatever
works. We're still in the planning stages, and of course there's Vegas, which is going to be a hoot. But we are 16 days away from the meetup. I'm so excited just to get out of my house. I know. I just moved
that'll
here.
be good. You haven't been out of the house for a while.
I haven't. I've been cooped up, and I will be cooped up in this office right here for the rest of the night. Chris Gore, once again, thank you for joining on the show regularly and giving us your time. I know you are a super busy guy. I love talking to you. It is a dream come true to have be on a show with Chris Gore. It is. It is so surreal and fucking cool. So please plug your wonderful channel and whatever things you got coming up.
Well, thank you for that, Gary. It's an honor to be a part of this and just have an ongoing nerd conversation. We would be having this conversation at your comic shop with just people sort of standing around. We would just be having the same conversation, talking shit and talking about stuff we love and whatnot. But Film Thread is my channel. Check it out tonight. I'm doing a live stream at 4 p.m. Pacific time. Going to be talking about Kenobi and a couple other things, some indie movies. I'll be joined by my colleague Alan Ing. So just subscribe to the Film Threat YouTube channel and join me for the live stream tonight. And then and Friday morning, we do a live stream in the mornings. I'll be talking about The Boys season 3. And by then I'll have seen every episode. So, and that comes out this Friday. They're kicking it off with Amazon Prime. So just subscribe to Film Threat and check me out there. And I thank you for just being a part of it, Gary.
Totally
can't wait for your 200th episode this Friday. I'll be watching. I specifically do my live stream on Fridays early in the morning so I can watch FNT.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's like I can't have it interrupt. I gotta thread that needle.
That's awesome, and definitely go check it out in the morning. And Yeah, we got Alex Jones this Friday.
Wow. Oh my God.
That'd be crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. You know what? You gotta live life on the edge once in a while. You do. And I love Alex. I've been a fan of Alex for a long, long time. And I know Alex is a good dude. Alex is a good dude. And he just, he's got that fire and that passion that most of you fans have. So I want to say how much I appreciate you. And brave Sir Obi-Wan, he ran and ran and ran and ran. That's Eric K, by the way. Thank you for the $2. We love Eric K, who's always here.
Eric K, thank you.
Eric K is fucking awesome, man. Like,
yeah,
always reminding me of stuff that I don't check. And he's like, dude, you totally missed that. And I'm like, I know, fuck. Sorry. But he's like, he was the designated driver in Vegas and probably will be again. And I will be too, by the way, because I'm sober and I'll even drive people. I'll make sure you get home safe in Dallas if necessary. If that has to happen, it happens. I have no problem being a designated driver. So I thank you all for being here and joining. I know you have a lot to choose from, especially with the trial going on. And is anybody still live right now? Is Nick still live?
Nick has got to be still
Nick's
live right now.
Nick's live.
For sure.
Courtroom feed is gone. So.
Yeah, go check out. Nick Rekieta is one of the best live streamers on the planet. Go check him out. Or if Tug's going live, check him out. Go raid. Say you're from Nerdrotic.
Yeah.
I love Nick. We'll have him back on Friday Night Tight soon. And we love you guys, and we've got your back. We're not going to let them get away with calling you racist. Sorry, not sorry. I'm going to come after them every single time, and I know Chris is, and I know Jeremy. I know all the Jeremys, and as we got your back, and we appreciate you having ours. So until next time, please have a good day. Not all who wander are lost, and may the wings of liberty never lose a feather.
Nerdrotic.com.
Well, that was fun.
Yeah.